Properties of matter are classified into extensive and intensive properties. Extensive properties depend on the amount of matter present. These properties change when the amount of a substance changes. So for example, mass. A gallon of milk has more mass than a cup of milk. That's dependent on the amount of the substance. Or volume. A large pot of water takes up more space than a small cup of water. Intensive properties do not depend on the amount of matter. They remain the same regardless of how much substance is present. So for example, temperature. A liter of water and a milliliter of water, each at 20 degrees Celsius, remain at 20 degrees Celsius when combined. Or boiling point of water. Water always boils at 100 degrees Celsius at standard pressure, regardless of the amount of water. Or density. A small piece of gold and a large piece of gold have the same density. But here's where the difference between the two get really interesting. If you take the ratio of two different extensive properties, in other words, one extensive property divided by another, you get an intensive property. So density is an example of this. Density is defined as mass divided by volume. If you have a small piece of gold with a mass of 10.00 grams and a volume of 0.5176 centimeters cubed, it has a density of 19.32 grams per centimeter cubed. If you have a large piece of gold with a mass of 1,000 grams and a volume of 51.76 centimeters cubed, it has the same density. The two different pieces of gold had different masses and different volumes, both extensive properties, but the ratio of the two values gave us an intensive property, density. Because they're both gold, the density is the same for both. Density does not depend on the amount. So, in a nutshell, extensive properties change with quantity. Intensive properties remain constant no matter how much of the substance you have. And the ratio of two extensive properties is an intensive property. Let's check comprehension. Identify each of the following as extensive or intensive properties. If my explanation made this click for you, then click that like button. Thanks for watching Chemistry in a Nutshell.